Continue shloka. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 1, shloka number 21 and 22. Arjuna Vacha Senayorvayormadhye Radam Sthapitamachyuta Yavadetam Niriksheham Yodukamanavasthitan Karmaya saya yodavyam asmin rana samudyame. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trail of arms. Purport. Although Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. He never fails in his affection for his devotees, and thus he is addressed herein as infallible. As charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Although he had accepted the position of a charioteer for his devotee, his supreme position was not challenged. In all circumstances, he is the supreme personality of Godhead Rishikesha, the Lord of all total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, and similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. He takes greater pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him, than he does in being the giver of orders. Since he is a master, everyone is under his orders, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is an infallible master in all circumstances. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins, but he was forced to come onto the battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhana. He was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading persons present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of a peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिव श्री गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणम् हरे कृष्ण. The sloka been discussing since couple of days. Senayorubihorumadhya radam sthapitam achyutah. So, dear devotees, please understand the glories of bhakti has to be understood. If we really understand the glories of bhakti, then only when we see a devotee who is really practicing the science of Krishna consciousness, we know why they are doing it. When we see through the life of Srila Prabhupada, when we see exalted Vaishnava acharyas in the lineage, when we see all of them, it gives a great shelter and hope in our life. Because practicing of Krishna consciousness is not we do when we have some availability, but that is the Jiva's natural state. That is the Jiva's life and soul. Independence has been given to everyone. We can hear, we can talk, we can discuss, we can share, we can work. It's all been given. Please understand, all of these been given to really understand our constitutional position. Now, who will be the source to accept that? Who can really accept the truth? The person who has a mentality which Arjuna is manifesting here, the personalities, or anyone, any conditioned soul in this world, if they connect some way, shape, or form through their nature, through their swabhava, to the acharyas, they are the personalities who can really understand the truth. When we see through the life of Srila Prabhupada, he already, by the mercy, by the association of his father, he is a great exalted Vaishnava. At the moment he met a spiritual master, he understood if at all, if I have to do any bhakti, I should try to please this person. He was fixed up actually. He was not initiated by that time, but he was fixed up that I have to please him. Dear devotees, why are we stressing this thing again and again? Why pleasing a pure soul is vital? We discussed that a little bit yesterday also. To get a taste to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one really has to do service to Vaishnavas. One has to serve pure souls. When one serves the pure souls, what happens is, through that service, when they are pleased, who has to please? The pure soul has to please. The Acharya, they have to be pleased. When they are pleased through that service, what happens is, they invoke the mercy from the Lord. When the mercy is invoked from the Lord, what happens is, then through that mercy will actually come into our life. We see that mercy, we see their presence. Through that mercy, what happens is the chanting, the taste to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will be intensified. Otherwise, the taste to chanting of Hare Krishna mantra will not be intensified, rather than that it will give us frustration. It will not intensify. Dear devotees, what is the cause for this frustration? We are not technically frustrated, but what happens is we don't invest time, valuable time in that. That means through the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, we do try to do some other things. Or we ignore chanting of our rounds in the morning. Or we don't aspire to get up in the morning, or we don't aspire to perform our Krishna conscious duties because we have some other arrangement. Without Shravana, one cannot concentrate on Nama. Please understand. Through Shravana only one will get asakti towards Nama. Because through Shravana, what are we trying to do? We are trying to please. We are trying to please those personalities. How are we trying to please? By applying those things in our life. Just like exactly Arjuna wanted to please the Lord because he came to the battlefield only to please Krishna. Please understand this. Arjuna doesn't have any other endeavor because he knows he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't he doesn't hanker to stay in that. He's actually just doing to please the Lord. Through that relationship only, Arjuna is telling, "Oh Arjuna, oh my dear Lord, my dear Krishna, my dear friend, please take me to the center of the battlefield so that I want to see who are there." That means here Lord is also reciprocating to Arjuna. How? By becoming the charioteer. Now Krishna will also reciprocate in the life of pure souls. No doubt they might not become exactly like a charioteer, but they reciprocate with the pure devotees in different ways. Through that reciprocation, the conviction in the heart of that pure soul is intensified. Dear devotees, how we will actually see the presence of the acharyas and the Lord in our life is by continuously pratikshana swadhalolopasya. That means when that pratikshana is manifested, when we see the acharyas, their life, they continuously do this. They continuously aspire to be in that state. They do not aspire for anything else. Dana Jana, there is no aspiration. See, the tenth offense is they are free from all these offenses. Please understand. Because they are in which state? They are in the state of Shuddhana. They are not in the state of Namabhas or Namapara. They're in the state of Shuddhanam. To that state, what happens is the pratikshana is more and more intensified. That means at every moment they're hankering for that. But in the conditioned state, what happens is due to these anarthas, it will not allow us to leave this nama aparad state. Please understand how the anartha nivritti is the longest tenure. How the anartha nivritti is longest tenure is because due to our anarthas which are there in the heart. Please try to understand. The anarthas are very strong. That is why, if you see through the life of Arjuna, you can actually clearly see through this chapter, we will understand of how Arjuna is actually correcting his mistake. There's a mistake, but he's trying to correct immediately. He's not waiting lifetimes after lifetime because he understands, because his heart is not reciprocating in the right way, because his heart was reciprocating before. Why is it not reciprocating now? For example, if the child is listening, if the child was listening yesterday, why is the child not listening today? Does she have any health issue or does she have some problem she has to be taken care? Is her stomach okay? We check all of those things, right? But she was good yesterday. Why is she not good today? Is she asking something? What does she ask? What does she look for? So those things we assess, right? Exactly the same assessment which we do for the children, we should assess ourselves. What kind of assessment we should do? Why am I hankering for this? Why am I putting this thing in this way? Why am I not putting this in that way? That means a sadhaka should continuously check his consciousness. That means pratikshana, he has to, every moment he has to work on it. Because I was in the morning, I was talking to a devotee, who was actually sharing this. That Mother Sita is epitome. Mother Mother Sita is epitome in pure devotion. Through her heart and heart, when we see her life, it gives us a clarity that everything she is doing for the pleasure of Lord Ramachandra. That means the what is see the nature of the internal energy. She represents the internal energy. Who is she? See the expansion of Mother Srimati Radharani. She is her expansion. Now what would be her qualities? The qualities of Srimati Radharani. So here Mother Sita is actually displaying those inordinate qualities which are very divine and free from demonic nature. What is she manifesting? Everything. That means Manasa Deha Gaya Jo Kichma. Whatever I have, my dear Lord, even though my life is at the stake, still you are my Pranananda, still you are my shelter, still you are my master. Even though she was being sent to the forest later, later on after coming, still she was happy in that state. Is this not the manifestation of Ashri Shava Padaratam Pinastamam? It is a manifestation of that. Is this not the consciousness of those? They all carry the same heart, dear devotees. That means no matter what situation comes into our life, if you are convinced with this process, see, nobody has to tell us are we convinced with the process or not. How our heart is reacting, we can understand whether we are convinced with the process or not. How we are surrendering, how we are submitting, are we attached to this material inabilities, or we are really Krishna conscious? Through this, it's a clear indication. A person might be in Krishna consciousness for 20 years or 30 years, but is so much attached to his money. That means we need to understand this person did not understand the principles of Krishna consciousness. Then what we should do? We should say Hare Krishna, we should stay away from that association. Very clear. Because Their focus is on that. Their focus is not on Krishna, their focus is not on the acharyas. So, this is a very clear proof, bulletproof. What is this bulletproof? How do we know that a person is really practicing Krishna consciousness? What is the bulletproof? Is he cultivating the heart of what Arjuna is cultivating? Is he cultivating the heart of Mother Sita or not? Is he cultivating the heart of Srila Prabhupada or not? Through following. We're not imitating anyone. We cannot imitate. The Jiva cannot imitate. For example, there's a big whale in the ocean. There's a small fish also in the ocean. A big whale service, big whale, the purpose of that big whale is different. That means if that big whale leaves, even if she is living, she is maintaining the ecosystem. Even when she leaves the body, she maintains the ecosystem. Because her purpose is different. And then the small fish purpose is different. Let's say for acharyas, they are the whale, they are the whale, they are the epitome. We might be small fish. But whatever the nature the whale is carrying, the small fish will also carry the similar nature. The big whale is also swimming, the small fish is also swimming. So what is it? What is it showing? We might not create 108 temples, or we might not do this or that, or so many big things, or we might not inspire thousands of people, but we can at least do ourselves. We can at least be loyal. We can at least be loyal to ourselves. We can at least be loyal to the instructions of the acharyas. Is this not the greatest thing? This is the greatest thing actually. Being loyal in Kali Yuga is very rare actually. Everyone can quote big shlokas, but being really loyal to their spiritual master, to the acharyas, is rare actually. It's difficult to find. If you find those personalities, please surrender to them. And then if you give your life to them, that is actually the epitome actually. I remember a spiritual master telling, this community is being followed by the teachings of the Acharya. That means whatever progress we are doing in the community, this person, because this person is our inspiration. So tomorrow, if a person has to inspire the other person, how he has to inspire the other person? The person has to be that. That means the person should follow those things to the core of his heart. Then only he can inspire the other. Otherwise, he cannot inspire the other person. Because Krishna is sitting in the heart, he will not inspire to speak, or Krishna is sitting in the heart, he will not share those realizations. Krishna is sitting in the heart, he will not give those reflections because a person is actually not following the instructions of the acharyas. So today, if something is happening, we are getting some realization, it's only because of we following the instruction of the spiritual master and the acharyas. That means the credit goes to whom? Not to us, but to them. Now, whenever we give the credit back to them, what is happening is more reflections will come. That means you are going more deeper. That means, dear devotees, this is not a one day thing. This is a process. Process of what? Process of cultivating more Krishna conscious. If you see here in this example, dear devotees, Krishna is forgetting his masterhood. That means if Krishna is becoming the charioteer, that doesn't mean that Krishna's supreme personality of God position is affected. No. Krishna is always Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is in that state of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and simultaneously, he is also in this particular state of becoming the charioteer. That is his love. That is his reciprocation. That is his giving. That means whatever Arjuna did service to the Lord, now Lord is reciprocating. How the Lord is reciprocating? Lord is so pleased with the service of Arjuna. Lord is so pleased with the services of Pandavas. That's why Lord always wants to be with them. Please understand. If you become like that, Lord will stay with you. It doesn't mean that Lord will directly come and then come from the spiritual world and stay with you, but the realization which you get, the conviction which you get in the heart, that is an indication. But for this to happen, we should leave our material desires. Because everything there is a connection. And we actually know which is a real realization also. For example, if a sadhaka is fully absorbed in the material plane and still he is speaking the spiritual subject matter, you need to understand this is on the surface level. because the deeper aspects have not yet manifest because he did not clear the material desire step. That means if the material desire step is not clear, then what happens? He will not go into Nama Bhas. Please understand. Through that Nama Bhas also, the heart will be purified. Please don't understand that, oh, chanting of Hare Krishna is not working. No, it is actually working in the background. But the problem is, as we are connected to these anarthas, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara, these anarthas will not allow us to be free from these offenses, the 10 offenses. The anarthas will not allow us to be free. That's why we have to carefully observe. We have to carefully understand, oh, I'm earning. Why am I earning? I'm leading my life. Why am I leading? I'm taking care of my children. Why am I taking care of my children? How am I taking care of children? Am I doing it in the plane of raga or am I doing in the plane of bhakti? Why am I doing this? For whose pleasure am I doing this? Who should I please? Who is the prominent person? These questions will only come in one's consciousness if he is continuously, if he wants to be in that plane, then only he can think of those things. For example, dear devotees, if you have an interview tomorrow, don't you prepare for the interview? You will also ask your wife, can you do a mock interview so that can you ask some questions, random questions? You can go in the Google and then ask some random questions on my subject for tomorrow. Then she'll begin asking. Then you'll share those things. If she also has some answers, she will get an understanding. At least she'll get a clarity. What are we doing? The absorption is where we are actually working on that because we have an interview tomorrow. Likewise, dear devotees, this Krishna consciousness is a lifelong interview. Please understand. Not this life, actually life after life. Because if you get a taste, you will not leave this. You'll never leave this. Why you'll leave? Why you'll leave the process of Shavana and Kirtan? You'll never leave. For that, what you require, you have to get the taste. It's not like, oh, this is a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. No, it's a continuous process. One should be in that state. So when you are in that state, what happens is, slowly, you'll be able to understand why Arjuna is so much lamenting. Why he says that he doesn't want property? Why he says that I don't want to kill those personalities? Dear devotee, we see so many people, right? For some so-called property, they kill so many people. We've seen so many people in this world, they poison their family members so that they get their property. Don't we see that in the news? Yeah, we see that. Why? Because for them the property is more important than the person. But here Arjuna, why is he completely opposite? How is he completely opposite? Why is he showing his life or leading his life in this way? Why is he doing like this? Why is he behaving like this? Because of his relationship with the Father. He cannot do a mistake. He cannot. Please understand. When you actually really feel that relationship, for example, I'll tell something. At the childhood, you are learning from your mother. Your mother is telling you behave like this, you behave like that, you should respect the elders, you should go here, you should go here, you should go there. You should not go there, you should go only here. Don't travel in the night. She will tell some things, right? And we actually implement that by staying with our parents. When we are not with our parents, when we are actually repeating, don't we remember them? Or when an unwanted thing is coming into our consciousness, don't we feel their presence that I shouldn't do this because this is not pleasing my mother or father? Even this person is not Krishna conscious. Through that relationship, on a parental level, he has a connection with his father or a mother. He's so much happy with that. It's a very joyful thing. Because his parents has given him that. Please understand. His parents has given him that freedom. Through that freedom, he felt that relationship, and then through that relationship, he's very happy. Now, when he is alone, he's remembering them. Don't they? And they don't do the mistakes also. No, Arjuna is exactly remembering that. That's why he says, I don't want to kill Bhima, Bhishma Dev. There's a reason for that. That is the reason why he says, please take me to the center of the battlefield so that I want to see the other side. Now there is another reason why Arjuna is telling like that. And then there is another deep reason why Krishna has took him in front of Bhishma Dev, not in front of Duryodhana. Because that is where his attachment is. No, that attachment is in Sattva-guna only. But attachment in Sattva-guna is also attachment. What is attachment in Sattva-guna? Deep, deep appreciation, deep gratitude. He has deep appreciation to them. He has deep gratitude towards them because they protected Bhishma. He protected his life, the life of Pandavas. Now, the moment he saw Bhishma Deva on the opposite side, he immediately said that, oh, my dear Lord, this will be difficult for me. Now, this is the greatest test. Now, through this consciousness, all the next slokas are coming. Now, what is the consciousness Arjuna is carrying at this particular moment? Arjuna's consciousness at this particular moment is grief stricken. Why is it grief stricken? Because, how can he kill his grandfather? The devotee, this is not an ordinary situation. This is a very tough situation. For example, your beloved ones is going through serious health issue. Don't you feel dejected? Yes, you feel. Because you have a relation. You feel their presence. You feel. Definitely you feel the presence. If you don't have the relation, actually these days no one has a relationship with anyone. Because the impersonalism is kicking more and more. We discussed impersonalism yesterday a little bit. In impersonalism, there is no service. That is why people don't want to serve their parents. Why? Because there is no service, there is no personalism factor established. Please understand, because it's all completely impersonal. Everyone they wants to go away from their parents or then stay away from their parents. Even in the countries like US, the parents are not there with us. But only when there is a need and necessity, we call them. My wife is pregnant, please come and help. That means only if there is a reason. If you need some help, then you call them, then you remember them. What is this? That means when there is no help, you don't need any help, that you don't remember them. Is that indicating a personalism or an impersonalism? It is indicating impersonalism. Why? Because impersonalism means we don't give importance to the other person, rather we give importance to ourselves, just like Duryodhana is giving importance to himself. That is what exactly he did up until this point of time. Through this impersonalism, what is happening is the heart is not satisfied. The heart doesn't be happy. The heart cannot be happy. Why? Because the entire mood is different. Please understand, even attachment in the mode of goodness will also be an obstruction in Krishna consciousness. We see through the example of Arjuna. We see through the example of Bharat Maharaj. They are in the transcendental plane, but that mode of goodness, attachment, that compassion, that gratitude, that aspiration, that, indebted, feeling that indebtedness, when that is not connected to the Lord, it will remain in the mode of goodness. That means when it is connected to the Lord, then it is in the transcendental state. No, that is a different plane. That means the attachment is towards the Lord, and through the attachment towards the Lord and the Acharyas. Their devotee is Acharyas, Lord, there is no difference actually. Attachment to the Lord and the Acharyas, with their attachment, when we see through this world, then we get the clarity. Then that attachment in the mode of goodness can also be removed. That means what are we doing? If he is happy, then I'll do this. Now Arjuna will come to that state by the completion of Gita. But Arjuna is not in that state right now. As Arjuna is grief stricken, that's why he surrenders. Please understand. Surrender is also, there is a reason for that. For example, if you don't know anything in Krishna consciousness, do you surrender? We don't know what surrender is also. Can you surrender? We cannot. Because we don't know. कुछ भी मालूम नहीं ना उसके बारे में. We don't know anything about it. We just know in the books, but we don't know how to surrender. Because we don't know, because we never had that kind of association in our life. And nobody told us that this surrender is very important. Everyone says that you just chant Hare Krishna and then you'll go to Goloka. That's what they all say. But how to chant Hare Krishna, how to change our consciousness, why consciousness is important, why Srila Prabhupada is telling about consciousness, why he's focusing it as Krishna consciousness. If we don't know anything about that, then we are in another illusory state that, oh, I'm initiated. I'm chanting my rounds also. I'll go back to Godhead. Who is giving the assurance? When there is a difficulty in our life, are we remembering the Lord? Are we asking the Lord, my dear Lord, please give me more difficulties? No. During the difficulties, are we really meditating about the Lord, about His actions, about His activities? Are we thinking about Him? The devotees, wherever we have our interest, that is what we think when we are in difficult situation. Please understand. It is not like attachments are bad. Attachment to Krishna, attachment to the acharyas, they are divine. That means where our attachment is, that is what we will remember during the tough times. For example, I might speak for 2 hours or 3 hours. But when the real thing is coming, difficulties are coming, where am I taking shelter? If you are taking shelter with Guru Sadhu Shastra, then that is good. Then that is divine. That means this establishment of having this attitude should come. See, dear devotees, when things are going good, if we practice intensely, then when things go differently, then we know where to take shelter. Because when things are good, when we practice Krishna consciousness sincerely, we get reciprocation. So that reciprocation increases our presence in this Krishna conscious movement. Then we understand how much acharyas have given us, how much they have given through their life. Then we will realize that. Just like Arjuna here, he's telling Krishna, oh my dear Krishna, please take me to the center. Now Krishna, as through service to Arjuna, is reciprocating by becoming his driver. Have you seen any time a big person becoming a driver? Oh, he's not an ordinary big person. He's a source of everything. Bhoktaram Yajnatapasa Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Not one loka, entire Sarva Loka Maheshwar. All lokas, everything, spiritual, material, everything. For all of them, he's a master. Please understand. So this master has to be pleased. He's pleased with Arjuna. That's why he's reciprocating in that way. 1 second. So those things has to be assessed. Now Krishna can do so many things. Why is he becoming a driver here? Krishna can go somewhere else. Can go to Vrindavan also. Why is he with Arjuna? No, he's there in Vrindavan also. But we need to understand he's giving importance to his devotees. Please understand. That means he's so pleased with the devotion of Arjuna. He wants to be with us also. When we feel his presence, when we understand his greatness through the words of the Acharyas, then we will take more shelter. Then we will really feel that relation. Then we will really chant Hare Krishna very sincerely because that is a great shelter for us. That is a hope. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. At our current situation, we should chant very, very sincerely because that is required for us. We are dejected, dethroned, everything, life after life. We did so many things. We took so many bodies, animal bodies, aquatic bodies, Devata body, this body, demonic body, so many bodies. Finally, we landed to this opportunity of becoming Krishna conscious. And this landing of becoming Krishna conscious is also for a reason. We might be coming through difficulties. That's good. If difficulties are there, that's good. We are taking shelter of the Lord, that's good. So you appreciate, then that means that difficulty will also become an appreciation in our life. That means you feel, oh, I was kept alone at that time. I was lonely at that time. No, at that moment I got this association. Otherwise, I don't know where I would have been gone. That means we recollect them, we remember them, we remind ourselves, we remind our consciousness, oh, been protected so much. Let me take this shelter more and more. Let me take this process more to the heart. That means doing practicing devotion to the difficulties is a great thing. That intensified. What is the devotion of Pandavas? Why the Lord is so pleased? Because all those difficulties they took shelter of the Lord. Through all those difficulties, as they took the shelter of the Lord. No, Lord is beginning to reciprocate. No, Arjuna did not say, "Oh, mighty Lord, you become my charioteer." No, he voluntarily did it. Krishna, because he is intensely pleased with his devotee. Likewise, in the spiritual world, the Lord does so many services to his devotees. When devotees would do service to the Lord, Lord would do service to the devotees. They don't have a demarcation. Then in the spiritual world, Krishna is not Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is Krishna only. He is a person. Just like a Gopala is Gopala, Krishna is Krishna. They put hand on Krishna. They dance with Krishna. They jump with Krishna. They cry with Krishna. They play with Krishna. They sleep with Krishna. They are happy with Krishna. Everything. Not just with Krishna, his devotees also. That means in the spiritual realm, Krishna is Krishna only. There's somebody's friend, somebody's mother, somebody's father. That means in the spiritual world, there's no Supreme Personality Godhead. No, there is no Supreme Personality Godhead. Please understand how deep. Please understand through bhakti, see what Lord wants to give us. Their devotees always wonder and awestruck. We were in that state only. Why did we came here? See, through our ignorance, our deepest ignorance, we carry in our heart. To enjoy in separation of the Lord, see where we came. We became an animal. We became a worm in the stool. Oh, so many things. We went through so many difficulties. Now it is up to us. It is our responsibility to turn back. It is our responsibility to be free from this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara. Lord is telling, just be free from Trividam narakasya dwaram nashnam atma. Kama, krodha, tata, lobha, tasmaditam, trayam tajet. Trividam narakasya dwaram nashnam atma. Don't want to do this. I don't want this. Simply want to be happy, peaceful. This is a state of consciousness which we want to apply. Please understand. Devotion is very special and that has to be done very nicely for the pleasure of our acharyas. See, Arjuna did it. We are seeing an example. Sena, Yorobhya, or Madhya, Radam, Sapitam, Achyuta. He's calling Krishna as Achyuta. Please take me to the center of the battlefield. Actually, when I see this is Bhagavatam only. This is not Bhagavad Gita. This particular sloka is an intimate give and take between the Lord and his devotee, which is Bhagavatam. It's overlapping. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. It's overlaps. Even in Bhagavatam, there's a deep philosophical discussion. There's the principles of Gita in a deeper level are discussed. That means they overlap, they interchange. But now I see this as a relation, the reciprocation between the Lord and his pure soul. Just by seeing that reciprocation, we feel happy. Don't we feel joyful? We never see these kind of things. Do we see anywhere like this? Like a CEO of the company becoming a driver. Do you see in the material world? You will not see in the material world. You'll see in the spiritual realm. This only happens in the spiritual realm. Even if a CEO is doing, he will do some for some name, same, so many other things. He will tell in his Instagram, today I became the driver of my so and so employee because I have a relationship with him. Then everyone will say clap hands, oh whatever, whatever, you did great. That means he's looking for that. But here Krishna says this is in a different level. That means all the dadati pratignati guhyamakyati prach, all the give and take as a beautiful manifestation. And the Lord does it intentionally with his devotees. That's why he's partial with his devotees. That's good. Doesn't the mother be partial to the child? Mother is partial with to the child. Because the mother feels more relationship with the child. There might be 10 children or 15 children. She will feed everyone. But she'll think about his child. She is. Likewise, Lord is also like that. Why is he not? There are billions of jivas in this creation. But yes, now as a Paramatma is sitting in, as a super soul is sitting in everyone's heart. That is common to everyone. But when he is devotee, he is crying out for the Lord, is chanting intensely to please the Lord, then the Lord's attention will come to this devotee. Because the Lord is pleased with that chanting. The Lord is pleased with that hearing. The Lord is pleased with that service. Because it is coming on a pure level. Because it is coming on a pure consciousness. That pure consciousness we should aspire. We should pray for this pure consciousness. Oh, my dear Lord, I'm chanting every day. I have no pure consciousness. Please help. For that you need to cry. For that you need to desire. This is devotion. That means continuously the jiva is in this state. Now, for those personalities, Lord will forget his godhood. He wants to come and sit. He wants to come and discuss. He wants to come and share his heart. You see reciprocations. If I see pure devotees, they get reciprocations. Even in the smallest things, they see reciprocation. Oh, child is reacting nicely in this way. Oh, they immediately remember that. Oh, Lord, by your presence, the child is reacting like this. Oh, my dear Lord, by your presence, by your mercy, the child responded very nicely. The child went through the difficulty very nicely. Now is free from the fever. We feel their presence. That means at every moment, while cooking, while cleaning, while doing everything, doing a service, taking care of the maintenance, everything. When we maintain the family, we remember the Lord Vishnu. He's maintaining this humongous creation. Now through his creation, he is so happy doing it. And he gave the little creation, little maintenance for us. And then when we are doing that little maintenance, we are we are sheltered to, oh my dear Lord, this is how I need to maintain. Oh, you are maintaining this humongous creation. You're magnanimous. You yourself, Krishna, you expanded yourself as Vishnu, and then you yourself are coming and then maintaining us. Who you are maintaining? You are maintaining all the souls who are dethroned, who has no connection, who has no connection from the spiritual realm. That for that souls also you are doing. What is your love? You yourself is coming as Vishnu, you yourself is coming as Brahma, you yourself is coming as Lord Shiva. You manifested yourself. You became Lord Shiva to annihilate. No, you became that Vaishnava, and then you drank that poison. You're keeping it in your throat, keeping in your throat. How compassionate you are. For all the souls who are completely gone, they're gone case. For those souls, you're doing this. Is this not reciprocation? Even though the Jiva is not reciprocating, the Lord is reciprocating here. Jiva is not reciprocating. Lord is reciprocating. Here, Arjuna is reciprocated so much. Through that reciprocation, Lord is reciprocating now. But here in this scenario, there is no reciprocation. But the Jiva conditions all this, there's no reciprocation. But still, Lord is reciprocating by becoming the master, by becoming the controller, by becoming the maintainer of everyone. Please understand this. It's so beautiful. Even though we are gone in this world, even though we are here life after life, still Lord wants to come into our life and protect us by giving intelligence. When you ask a question in AI, who's responding? It's Krishna. It's the Lord who is responding. It's not who created that AI. It's a person who is intelligent. Who gave him that intelligence? Krishna. That means who is actually responding to us? Krishna only. That means that AI can be used for betterment. For that AI can be used for our maintenance. That AI can be used for our upliftment. That means you see the presence of the Lord through that also. That means at every moment, at every endeavor, you're seeing His presence. Who created that? It's Lord. We have to use it in the correct way. Nothing for ourselves. Again, for them only. Just like a child, a father gives 5 rupees to the child. Child goes to the store and then purchases a little fruit, and then he gives and then gives it back to the father. Then the father says, "Oh, this is my 5 rupee only. Oh, what's the big deal? What did you do?" Will the father react like that? A loving father, will he react like that? He say, "Oh, thank you, child. Thank you, my dear daughter. Thank you, my dear son. I really appreciate. Thank you for giving this." You embrace that person. Exactly, Krishna will do that. Because he's a kind father. That is what he's doing to Arjuna. That's why he's become that charioteer. Become the charioteer. Oh, but this never happened in the past. It will never happen in the future also. Hare Krishna. It might happen in the future. Because Lord will reciprocate in unlimited ways. We cannot say that. But this happened to Arjuna. Hare Krishna. So this, one second, 1 second. So that's so we see the presence of the Lord at every step. So slowly we should try to work on our consciousness and see how we can see the presence of the Lord at every moment. That becomes devotion. What happens is naturally, without your knowing, you're remembering the Lord. You're remembering the presence of the acharyas, their words. We've been receiving, we've been given these things to protect ourselves, our consciousness in this material world. Otherwise, we are bombarded here. Very important. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to add anything? Would like to share? Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. I'll stop here. Miss Karina, you can please continue and then we'll stop here. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Shri
Guruji.
Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pranava Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving a wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving a wonderful bhajan, Sivalas, Prabhuji. Namaste, Prem Devani. जब मिश्रदा परमहंसा प्रियव्राजकचार्य श्रीतिशिष मरेश भक्ति वृंद समय राजेश लोपार की जय इसका प्रभुजी पानाचार्य श्लोपार की जय जब मिश्रदा परमहंसा प्रियव्राजकचार्य श्रीतिशिष मर भक्ति सरंत सजगो समय राजेश लोपार की जय आनंद को वैष्णव वृंद की जय आचार्य श्लोदास गौर की जय प्रेम से गोष्ठी कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री राधे शिव श्री गौर भक्तिवंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपी नाथ शमक निराध कुंगिरी गवडं की जय हिमायपुर धाम की जय श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी की जय गंगा माया की जय यमुना माया की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय श्री नाम संकीर्तन की जय भक्तिवंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल All glories to someone devotee Sri Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to someone devotee Sri Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to someone devotee Sri Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Namami Shmaraya Gishmashaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Dhanamane Sri Sri Gauravani Vicharani Nirvishesha Sunivari Pashtadishtarane Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Radhe Shri Gauravaktivanda Mukam Karoti Vajalam Pangamlam Kadagari Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinitarnam Paramanam Shri Chaitanya Shridam Karivikorjun Radhikatalale Krishna Kish Bhakta Bhakta Namo Namaha Vanchagod Vishakri Visma Evachabdi Tanam Pavani Bhavashne Namo Namaha Hare Krishna, everyone. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Karina Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Vilas Prabhuji ki jai. His Grace Neelabang Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.
My Pran Prabhu Sushil Mataji, Baswati Mataji, all devotees ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Hare Krishna, Dandatnam.
Krishna. Gopal Prabhuji ki jai. Krishna Prabhupada.
Prabhuji, thank you so very much for the class. If you're still on the call, I just wanted to share a very beautiful class. Prabhuji, the Lord is very personal. The example that you gave yesterday, personalism versus impersonalism, the Lord, he in Vrindavan, along with his mates, family members, and so forth, he just stays with them like a family member, not like a supreme personality of Godhead. That's why he wants with the Yogamaya, he covers their consciousness with the Yogamaya, so that they also relish that family, like a family member rather than the supreme personality. So I used to think how can they actually be like that? They cannot we hear the past times, but then how exactly can they? How can Yashoda Maya just take care of Krishna? How can she yell at him if he is eating mud or going out? That's because of the Yogamaya, correct, knowledge-wise, but really how is what I used to think in the past, but somehow with Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy, able to kind of understand it. It's like he wants to be personal. He wants to be with everyone. And he has that connection personally with each and everyone. So he's actually relishing that relationship with personally. So beautifully connected with the impersonal, comparing with impersonalism. Prabhuji, there's no relishment if there is no relationship. So I just wanted to share, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. Sorry, I took time. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, all devotees. Hare Krishna. Just choose one. Do end the call.